There's just not as much padding there as there was before, so we just have to be more cautious when we're... Hi, I'm Meg. Welcome to Plant Fit Meg. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I hope you'll take a look around at some other videos. I have lost 80 pounds on a plant-based diet, and I share videos about my weight loss journey and fitness, healthy plant-based recipes, and some family fun and grocery hauls thrown in there as well. So I've already made a part 1 to this video. I will link it up here and in the description box below to check out if you haven't seen it yet. But I wanted to discuss more unexpected things that have happened since I lost weight. Weird things that have happened, unexpected changes. Some are good, some are bad, some are just weird and not really good or bad. So I just thought I'd share. This is obviously based on my personal experience after losing 80 pounds, and this may not happen if you lose weight, or after you lose weight you might not notice these changes, or you might identify with some of these things that I have been going through, because I think some of them might be fairly common, but they were just unexpected for me. I don't look the way that I expected that I would look when I lost weight. So when I first set out to regain my health and change my diet and lifestyle, I figured that I would lose weight in the process and was happy about that. But at the same time, I sort of had a perception of what I might look like once I lost a bunch of weight, if I was able to lose a bunch of weight, because I wasn't really sure in the beginning how it would go, and I was just unsure about where it would end up. My focus was really on health, and weight loss just became a very happy side effect of that. But I did sort of have maybe an idea in my head that if I did lose a significant amount of weight, I would look different than I do now. And I guess when you lose weight, you just lose weight everywhere, and you're just kind of a smaller version of yourself, of your previous self, which makes sense. But I guess I thought I would look maybe a bit more fit, or a bit more, I didn't anticipate the loose skin and things like that. So yeah, I thought I'd look a little bit different than I do now. And I'm not complaining. I love myself, I'm not complaining. But yeah, I just had a bit of a different perception of what I might look like once I lost the weight, if I was able to lose the weight. This one's pretty upsetting and kind of difficult to talk about, but I think it's important to throw it out there. People treat you differently. So I have noticed since losing a significant amount of weight that people tend to treat me differently. People tend in general to be kinder, a bit more courteous, more helpful, and that's really difficult and hard to talk about. I was overweight and obese for, a good portion of my adult life. And yeah, it's hard to sort of see that and be treated differently because of your size. And now that I'm thinner, I find that I'm treated better in certain scenarios, and that's really messed up. It's really, really messed up, and it's hard for me to even say. Like, it hurts my heart a little bit, if I'm being honest, because people should not be judged on their weight. It's crazy, but that's just a reality, and it doesn't go for everybody, of course. I mean, some people are lovely regardless of my size, and but yeah, I definitely found that in general, just with the general public, I am treated better now than I was when I was overweight and obese. My veins are more prominent, so that might seem kind of like a weird thing to say, but I just have noticed that my veins are more prominent, especially in my hands and my feet. And I don't know if I can really show what I mean. I don't know, it's silly. I just noticed like my veins seem a lot more thick and prominent. And just, I don't know, I just noticed them more, and it's nothing good or bad with that. It's just something weird that I noticed. Another thing related to my hands is my ring size changed. So my wedding rings don't fit me anymore, unfortunately. I have to have them resized. I've been meaning to have them resized for a long time, but COVID happened and everything, so I just haven't gotten around to it. But my ring size has definitely changed. Here, I'll try to show you. So if I put on my rings and then they just slide, and it looks like they might stay on with my knuckle there, but if I start gesturing or you know, moving my hands around, they'll definitely fly off. I've had them fly off before and I almost lost them, so I definitely have to have them resized. So that was something that was unexpected. When I lost weight, I didn't think my ring size would change or change that dramatically, that I'd need to have my rings resized. I have a couple points about bras, and one point is infuriating and really, really frustrating, and the other point is just kind of a happy win for me. So I'll start with the really frustrating one. I find bra shopping so much easier and so much less expensive now than I ever did before. And so that's great for me now that I'm able to find things more easily and more inexpensively, but it makes me really frustrated for my past self, and also for other women, other people who are overweight or obese and who may have a hard time finding their size, or they're paying, you know, tons of money to get something that fits properly and that is somewhat comfortable and, you know, looks nice and all those things. I had people in shops in the past be really rude and really disrespectful and frankly just quite awful to me in the past, telling me that they don't carry my size and being really rude and really insensitive about it and not going about it in a nice way. And that's awful. That's terrible. No one should have to go through that. And I don't have to go through those things anymore, but nobody should ever have to go through that. So it's really frustrating that that was my experience, and I'm hopeful that that's not people's experience now. I'm hopeful that things are getting better, things are changing, and that there's more size inclusion, and I do notice some larger sizes and a bit more size range when I'm shopping for bras these days, so I think it's getting better. But you guys can let me know in the comments what your experiences are with bra shopping and what that's like, and if things are improving, getting better or worse, or how your experience has been with that. The other thing about bras is that I don't have to wear a double bra anymore. I don't have to wear a super heavy duty or wear two bras at once. So in the past, when I taught Zumba or when I was running or I was at the gym, I would have to wear a really super heavy duty sports bra to keep everything in check so that it wouldn't, you know, be bouncing around and flying in my face and causing me pain and all that kind of stuff. So I don't have to do that anymore, which is awesome. I can just wear something that's kind of like a medium-ish support and I'm good to go. So that's really nice, and it just makes it a lot easier to shop, and also to not have to wear two bras at once. That was crazy. At a certain point I had to do that to feel comfortable and to feel sort of secure and not have pain after exercising. So I'm very relieved that I don't have to do that anymore. This is kind of a silly one. So my husband and I like to hip check each other. So we kind of like bump in the kitchen, like side to side. We dance in the kitchen, we have fun, our kiddo gets involved. And in the past, when I would give my husband Chris a little hip bump, a little hip check, he would sometimes just like go flying across the room, or you know, I would just kind of like throw him off balance a little bit, and it was just playful and just for fun. And I can't really do that anymore because our weights are much more similar now, he still weighs a little bit less than I do, but I can't throw him off balance anymore. And also it's basically bone on bone because my hip bones stick out more than they did before, and so do his. So when we hip check, it's just like bone on bone. It's really uncomfortable and it's not fun anymore. So I have to remember not to do that because it's not fun. If we do a little like hip check, we're really careful about it now, and there's just not as much padding there as there was before. So we just have to be more cautious when we're grooving in the kitchen when we're making a meal or something together. I didn't know when I was done losing weight. So I never had a specific weight target or a weight goal. I never really had a specific dress size goal. I thought it would be cool to get back down to my high school weight and high school dress size. But I'm even smaller than I was in high school now. So yeah, I just didn't know. As I went through my weight loss journey and I started losing weight, when I lost the first 60 pounds, I just thought I was done. I thought that that was amazing and that I lost the 60 pounds, awesome, I'm done losing weight, I'm good to go. And that wasn't really the case. I ended up gaining a bit of weight back and then losing again. I'll leave a video linked up here with more detail about that. But yeah, I continued to lose weight, and as I went through, I would replace my clothing. I would buy new clothes as I sort of shrank out of them. And when I was still working in an office, I would replace my clothing so that I had, you know, nice stuff to wear to the office. And I kept shrinking out of it, and I would try to hold off as long as possible before repurchasing new things. But I would still just shrink out of it over time. And it was really frustrating because it was like I thought I was done losing weight and then I would lose more. And it was just a very weird time and a weird thing that was very unexpected. Thrift shopping. That's the way to help with that scenario, is thrift shopping. I highly recommend, if you're in the middle of your weight loss journey, don't go spending, you know, tons and tons of money on new clothing. Try to thrift shop if you can. Buy from secondhand stores. Even ask friends and stuff if they might have stuff that might work for you that they're getting rid of. Because yeah, I ended up wasting a lot of money on stuff that I just ended up having to give away, sell, or donate after the fact anyway. Body image distortion and phantom fat. So there is such thing as body dysmorphic disorder, BDD, or body dysmorphia, and that is closely related to obsessive compulsive disorder, and it's a hyper focus on one aspect of the way that you look that really stresses you out to, you know, an extreme degree. It's very severe. I don't have body dysmorphia, but I definitely have a distorted body image, and I definitely have phantom fat. And what I mean by that is when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't really see the weight loss all the time. Like, it's sort of hard to see. Objectively, I know that I have lost 80 pounds. I'm wearing smalls. I know, you know, I weigh myself, I measure myself. So objectively, I know that I'm a thin person. But even saying that I'm a thin person seems weird to me. Like, it doesn't seem quite right because my brain just hasn't caught up to my weight loss yet. And I think I mentioned this briefly in my previous video, but it's taking longer to sort of get through this process and have my brain catch up to where my body is, more so than I thought it would. And it's not something that, you know, significantly impacts my day-to-day life or is anything really severe or concerning, but it's just weird that I feel like I'm a bigger person even though I'm a thinner, smaller person. if that makes sense. Hopefully I'm making sense with that, because it is a very weird concept, and I think unless you've gone through it, it's really hard for people to understand. Just as an example, my husband came in for a hug the other day, and instead of like outstretching his arms like this, he came in to hug me like this for some reason. I don't know, he was just being goofy or whatever. But I literally was trying to like shrink into his arms because I thought I wouldn't fit. And he just went whoop, and he could hug me, and I just thought I needed so much more space. That's just one example of how that body distortion and phantom fat kind of shows up. I feel more comfortable in my own skin. So even with having some loose skin and dealing with a bit of a distorted body image where my brain hasn't quite caught up to my weight loss yet, I do feel more myself. I do feel more comfortable. I can do things that I didn't do in the past that I wasn't able to do. And I just feel kind of a sense of calm about my body and my body image that I never really felt before. I was always very hyper-focused and very self-conscious and very aware of my weight. And now I feel just a sense of calm, I guess, is the easiest way for me to put it. It doesn't occupy time and space in my life. I like to talk about weight loss and about how I did it and how others can achieve what I've achieved. But at the same time, I just feel very chill about it and very like I'm in a good place. Even though my brain hasn't quite caught up yet, I thought that'll come, and I think that'll just take a little bit more time. I'm still the same person in so many ways, but I'm also healthier. I have more energy. I feel a renewed zest for life and a vibrancy and looking forward to the future that I didn't really have before. So those are 10 more weird and unexpected changes that have happened since losing weight. I'm feeling happy and healthy and ready to take on new challenges and coach others in their health and weight loss journeys. I would go through all of these things again to get where I am today, feeling good and feeling strong and energetic. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you can relate to anything that I mentioned, please leave me a message in the comments below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe below if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell to be informed whenever a new video goes up. I hope you're having a great day. Good luck on your weight loss journey, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!